Hey everyone, happy summer solstice. Actually, the summer solstice officially starts tomorrow. And a lot of people ask me, well, what is exactly is the summer solstice and what does it mean? So the sky reaches the highest point and the northernmost point, I'm sorry, let me start over. The sun reaches its highest and northernmost point in the sky during a summer solstice. And what it means astrologically and spiritually, it's all about abundance, expansion, and new beginnings. So, tomorrow is going to be the longest day of the year, and it's a powerful movement into introspection, celebration, and transformation. So that's why it's so important. You have winter, spring, summer, and fall for new beginnings. So, very powerful time to manifest, very powerful time to maybe start new projects, maybe look for a new place to live or anything that, you're feeling like, wow, I really have this in mind and this is what I want to do. Definitely, this is the time to do it. And we're going into Cancer, which is a very feeling energy, very, very much tied to family, very much tied to home, very much tied to emotional security. So, these are some of the things that you could be feeling right now. Also, let me get my guidebook out. We have on Friday a full moon in Cancer, and it's actually called the strawberry moon. And so they've been tracking full moons in the Farmer's Almanac since the 1930s. And so where they get the name strawberry moon is it was actually created by um, it was actually created by um, an ancient Indian tribe because the strawberry season was so short. They wanted it coincide with uh, that. So anyway, just wanted to make reference for that. And in Cancer, I'm sorry, in Capricorn, it means it's really about our career and, and what doesn't serve us anymore as far as endings. That's what a full moon does is endings. But it also could be, I look at it too on what are our hopes and dreams? What are things that we want to do? What are things that we have completed? Full moons are also about completions. So again, this could be a really good time with the summer solstice and this Capricorn full moon to make some major decisions in your life. So that's what I wanted to say about that. So if you're thinking about these things, this is an excellent time to maybe have a turn of direction in your career, or maybe do something that you've always wanted to do that you've been fearful or maybe thought that you couldn't do. This is a time to do it. So just wanted to kind of say that these are the astrological things that are going on right now that are very important. And the way that I look at astrology is really working with the energy instead of against the energy. It's really about using your chart as a tool. And within this tool, you can make the decisions that are going to make your life flow in a direction that is going to bring you to your highest vibration and highest consciousness. So I don't look at astrology as an entertainment, even though a lot of people do, because I look at the whole chart. I don't look at just the sun sign. I look at every planet and how it aligns on the day that you were born at the exact time you were born. So just wanted to make reference to that and wanted to get into some readings. So is it Tawana? Tanya, sorry. Are you there, Tanya?
Yes, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Hi. How are you on this pre summer
I,
solstice night?
I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. Are you feeling any of this Cancerian energy by chance?
Oh
Feeling
yes.
like, yeah, kind
Oh
of a
yeah.
shift, right? A
Yes,
new
ma'am.
beginning and an ending of things that don't serve you or a completion, like I said. What is the uh day, month, year you were born?
November 7th, 1972.
November 7th, 1972.
Mm-hmm.
The exact time?
11:45 p.m.
11:45 PM, and city and state.
Lincoln, USA, North Carolina.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I didn't get that.
Ryan?
I'm having a tough time hearing you.
Okay, can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Okay. I was born in Lincoln, North Carolina. It's U.S. United States.
Lincoln, North Carolina.
Yes, Lincoln, North Carolina.
Lincolnton. Okay. I just saw it. Okay.
Ryan?
And I got it. And I was just thinking when
All
I
right.
was talking to you. So the way that I look at my chart is the way that I look at chart is I really focus on the lunar nodes. They are the elliptical points in the sky and they are very
Mm-hmm.
karmic. So we come in from the south node, which is more moon energy, which describes past lives and things that, it's a kind of an energy which we know how to operate in, but the goal of this life is to get to the North Node. The North Node is going to bring you to your highest vibration. It feels a little bit uncomfortable, but once you get there, it's a game changer for everybody that attempts to do this. Um, so I would say with the South Node in Cancer, you're definitely feeling this energy. It's in the 12th
Oh yeah.
house. So I feel like you have a lot of spiritual energy. um you're very much, you understand all of this, the spiritual community, but a south node in Cancer is very much, they could be very much tied to family or tied to nurturing and taking care of others, um and in a lot of ways not necessarily putting themselves first, putting the family first, or the fit, or it could be a soul family, it could be, whoever can that you do consider family. And it's really
Mm-hmm.
about balance of work and family. So a lot of times, it's really getting, you personally getting to the Capricorn. So it's about your reputation, your career, and because it's in the sixth house, I feel that you have some very strong healing powers, where you're a healer. And I
Yeah.
don't know what you do as far as career. Does that resonate with you?
Yes. A caregiver.
You're a caregiver. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, you have, let me see. So you're a Scorpio in the third house.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you have an investigative mind. You probably
Oh
have
yeah.
some too. I don't know if you have some crazy dreams, or you have some crazy, like you have these innovations, these thoughts of things. Um,
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I have this in my chart too. I have Pluto in the second house, and it's almost like this stuff is nostalgic for you. Things mean something for you, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and you have Venus there too. I feel like that. you know, I don't know, you're the type of person that you love nice things, but you understand that they have their place, and they have to have meaning to them.
Yes.
Um, Let me see. Chiron in the eighth house. I have Chiron and Aries in the eighth house too. Um, that is, did you have people early on in your life pass, and that was very traumatic for you?
Yes.
Yeah. Um, and I'll tell you what, I don't know. It's sometimes when people have Chiron in the eighth house, what I do, especially, it's funny, I do this for my son and daughter when they're traveling. I'm always afraid that people are going to pass on me. So I say a lot of spiritual prayers to the universe, to the higher self, to the angels, to the guides, just for protection.
Hmm.
You know,
Oh yeah.
I feel like it's big as far as transformation, that you came here to transform, yourself, and that the journey has not been always easy for you. Chiron in the eighth house
Hmm.
can be a hard journey. I also feel like because uh you have your midheaven in the ninth house, you came here to build something. And because your ascendant is in Leo, it's about leading something too. So I don't know if you want to build a business, if you're looking to lead something. But that's what your chart tells me.
Hmm.
Is that what you're looking to do, or what do you?
I'm kind of in between.
I'm sorry,
I'm kind of in between.
you're kind of in between.
Yeah.
I would use this energy to kind of look at your hopes and dreams. What are some things that you really want to do?
Hmm.
Um, we have, so it's interesting. So Saturn's in your 11th house. I tend to look at the outer planets a lot because they're the generational planets, and they kind of push us to discover who we are. So when I look at
Hmm.
Saturn really is one of those, it's a teaching planet. So typically we have our first Saturn return when we're about 28 to 30. And that sets the projection of the first, after we quote unquote adult, right? Because in our early 20s, we're still kind of a kid, we're still trying to figure it out. But when we reach the age of about 28 to 30, we that sets the projection of the first half of our life. Either we get married, we have a child, we have some major event happen in our lives. So then we have the second of these events when we're 58 to 60. So I feel like even though you have a little time, for that, um,
Right.
it's probably gathering now, like, how does this all look? I don't want to necessarily be doing what I'm doing right now forever. So I think that that's probably somewhere where you're at. Um,
Right.
and I would do something where you can actually lead something and do something where in health or healing, where you're going to have a reputation for it, because that's really what your chart says. That's where you're going to find your happiness and be at your highest vibration.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much.
And this is a great time for you to manifest on this summer solstice and also on this full moon, because they're directly affecting your nodes.
Okay.
Okay. Well, thank you so
All right.
much
Thank
for
you.
for have a great night.
You too, honey.
Thank you. Okay, the next caller. or the next? Rachel. Hey, Rachel.
Hello.
How
Hello.
are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm doing great. Happy almost full moon and summer solstice.
Exactly.
So, what is the day, month, and year you were born?
September 17th, 1974.
September 17th, 1974. Okay. And the time?
I'm not sure. I think it's like 11:01 p.m.
11:01 p.m. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We could try it. And the place, city, state,
Peoria, Illinois.
Peoria. How do you spell that? I used to be really great at spelling, and now I'm not.
It's Peoria.
Not fun. Alrighty. Okay. So interesting. Okay. Um, so like I told the last person that called in, um, I really focus on the lunar nodes, which are elliptical points in the sky. So you come in from the south node, which is moon energy. That is past life energy. And the whole goal in this life is to get to the north node, which is going to put you at your highest vibration. So when I look at your chart, and it's interesting, the last person that I talked to had the same south node as far as in the 12th house. Your south node is in Gemini in the 12th house, and your north node is in Sagittarius in the 6th house. And a lot of times with the south node in Gemini, it is it's the kind of energy that you can be very distracted. You can be thinking of one thing and then all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, I got to do this, I got to do that. It's a very distractive energy. Um, and the goal for you is to really see the big picture. And I feel that we're not exactly sure about the time. So, um, you know, this is pointing to the sixth house. Again, I think it's really about health and healing, and you being I don't know what you do as far as career wise, but if you are in the health and healing field, that and really kind of seeing the big picture, what looking at it from a global perspective instead of like a local perspective. So I don't know if that's something that you do already.
Uh,
What do you do?
it's I am currently I'm a manager at a warehouse, which I mean, I love the people I work with, but as management, I'm not so much like I I don't know how to put it. I'm a people person and I'm a kind person, and
Hmm.
I it's conflicting with my job, and I have been thinking about opening like a holistic store, and but I'm nervous.
No, I,
Um,
I think that would be great for you. I think it's always, listen, I think, again, I think the scattered energy with that Gemini can feel like, okay, should I do this? Should I do that? I'm kind of like
exactly
not,
when you
not
said
really
that, I
sure.
was like nail on the head.
Yeah, yeah. I think if you have a business plan, it's like putting together an executive summary, putting together a plan in place, researching it, seeing the big picture, that is what your chart says. At that point, I feel
Okay,
like
and go
go
ahead.
ahead.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
No,
no,
I
I
said go
was just
ahead. I'm sorry.
saying I was just saying, I really think it's about seeing the big picture and looking at it and putting together a business plan. Because with the South Node in the 12th house, it's very easy to almost escape and not have to maybe deal with it and be like, okay, this is what I want to do. And subconsciously, hopefully, it'll just magically appear. And that's not what's going to happen. What's going to happen is, hard work, perseverance, putting the plan together, seeing the big picture and laying it out. If you do that, it will all work for you. You just have to be in the
And
mindset that this is what I want and this is what I plan to do. And
you're exactly
I
right.
see
It's I've got to get more focused.
you got to get more focused and put pen to paper or or type it out, and
Right.
it's just not an easy thing. It's easier to just like kind of wish for it and hope for it. But I feel
And it's
that
not getting me there.
right. And again, we're in a new energy with this summer solstice. This is a perfect time for you to do this. Perfect time for you to do this. And look, I mean, you're a Virgo, but your son's in the fourth house. You're a very nurturing person, and your communication style and how you think and your energy is very nurturing. It would be the perfect business for you. It's just taking you to, I mean, that's why your soul picked Virgo as the sun to kind of, that's where you shine. Wherever your sun sign is where you shine. And I feel like too, with Saturn in the first house, you probably kind of, you, you were automatically an adult. I don't know if you ever felt like you had a childhood or were a child, but usually Saturn in the first house indicates that. Um, So I see a promising future for you if you get, if you get if you lay out the business plan and put it piece by piece together.
Okay.
I would say also too with Chiron, you have Chiron in the 11th house. Um watch out for people. Don't let people talk you into things that you don't want to do. I don't know if you've had that before where you mentioned this that you're the people pleaser when it comes to
Hmm.
people, but I would say that that's going to continually come at you until you stand in your own power. It's really about standing in your power. And this year, the nodes themselves, because the nodes change about every 18 months. Now, where they are in your chart is in your chart for life. This is the stuff that you came in here to work on. But it's really this year about standing in your power because the nodes right now are in Aries Libra, with the North Node being in Aries. And oh, by the way, Chiron is in Aries too. So it's releasing all those people pleasing stuff that is not going to be for your greater good and saying, you know what, I'm going to make the decision here. I'm going to do this because this is in the best interest of me. I see the big picture. And I feel like too, because your midheaven's in the ninth house and it's in Aquarius, I feel like all this is for the greater good. You have the propensity to want to make Earth a better place for humans, you know? And
Hmm.
by doing these things, you can absolutely do that. Does this all make sense? I know.
Yes, it does complete everything you've been saying because it's been really challenging at work with my boss the past couple weeks, and I'm like, do I really want to do this the rest of my life? Because, I I want to work for myself. I want to be able to talk to people how I want to talk to them, and um,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, this is the perfect time. Again, with this full moon in Capricorn, maybe your job is a completion. Maybe this is subconsciously a completion for you. And now it's like, okay, I'm going to do this, but I just need maybe the right energy, to give me the
Hmm.
power to do this. And this is a perfect time for you to do this, So I'm very excited for you. I think that if you get out there and use this solstice tomorrow as a new beginning, and then do
And get
some
going.
and get going, and then Friday, the new moon or the full moon in Capricorn, release the energy that is no longer working for you as far as your career and your reputation, because you never know. I mean, I feel like the energy pushes us to get to our highest vibration. We just don't know it. We just want to, some of us want to stay too long in something that has no greater good for us. So,
And I know, the universe makes you uncomfortable. It's part of growth, and I knew this. I've
exactly.
kind of been reading the signs, like, okay, the universe is telling me it's time for growth, it's time for change, and
And
it's
you're
scary
there.
though, and
Yep. Yeah. So I wish you the best and good luck to you. And thank you so much for calling in.
well, thank you so much. You've been wonderful.
Have a wonderful night.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, so that's what I wanted to kind of talk about tonight is, everybody should be looking at this solstice and this full moon as a new beginning, and to get out there and to, look at it as, you know, this is what I need to do. And thank you so much. And I'm so excited about it. And I can't wait to talk about next week and what's happening on Zodiac Zone.